To talk with attorney Whitney Boan on these things. Whitney, the Bill Cosby thing is going to move forward. We are going to see a trial, but they didn't charge him back in 2004 in this. What's changed to now think we've got a criminal case?
Well, one thing that's changed is that Andrea Constand did not actually report this until 2005. However, even when she did report it in 2005, the district attorney in Montgomery County, Pennsylvania, made the decision at that point in time that there was too many conflicts in the evidence and that the case was too weak to proceed to trial in a criminal charge. Since that point in time, obviously, we know that Bill Cosby's did in the civil case that involved Andrea Constand. There's been a plethora, a barrage of women, I think totaling about 58 now, who have also come forward and said, I was sexually assaulted by Bill Cosby.
That matters? That matters for other cases? If a bunch of other people come forward, is it a smoke, there's fire type of thing? I
certainly think it's a practical consideration. Okay. I'm a criminal defense attorney, but if I was a prosecutor, I think it's a practical consideration. That's a very strong indication that perhaps that incident was more likely than not to have been true. The former DA, who was the DA in 2005, however, has said it's not that he didn't believe Andrea Constand. He just thought that the case was too weak to proceed with criminal charges at that point in time. Okay. We have a new DA now. He's decided to move forward with it. There's arguments that that's politically motivated.
Yeah, right, there you go. Yeah, new DA. Wanted to ask you this, though, because just because they're moving forward now rather than in 2005 shouldn't lead you to believe, though, that there's more evidence that he's going to be found guilty, because just to move forward with a trial, you don't need to rise to a certain level, right?
Right.
It's very easy.
I would like to think that when prosecutors are looking at cases, they're considering very practically, am I going to be able to prove this case beyond a reasonable doubt, which is a constitutional standard to which they have the burden of proof to prove each element of their case. However, for them to file charges is a much lower standard in terms of, they don't have to prove their whole case to somebody before they can file an indictment or seek an indictment or get an information file. They can move forward, get it to a jury, and a jury can conceivably then say, this doesn't meet the standard beyond a reasonable doubt.
Whitney, great to have you come in. Thanks.
Thank you.